Hello, I hope you're having an amazing day and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about my experience with this tiny drone. It is the HoverAir X1, which is made by a company called 00 Robotics. And I want to make it clear that they did not contact me, but this X1 was sent to me to test it out by a third-party company. And they said, hey, we're not going to interfere with the review. And that's what I like to hear because I refuse products when companies tell me what I can and what I can't say in my videos. It's a win-win situation for you and me, but with that being said, we have to talk about this. The X1 is a very compact drone that has a very low weight of just 127 grams. It doesn't have a controller, and if you compare that with any DJI mini drone, we are talking about 250 grams plus almost 400 just for the controller. And this combination takes way more space than this little drone. The X1 has been designed to be easy to use by almost anyone without having previous experience, and there is no real need to learn too many things as you would have to with other drones. The concept is very simple. You just have to unfold the propellers, turn the X1 on by pressing down this button. You then select the flight mode that you want using this other one, and once you're ready, you place the X1 on your hand and then press the power button once and it will take off in a few seconds. At that point, three things are going to happen. It will start tracking you, it will get in position to perform the flight mode that you chose, and at the same time, it will start recording, and all of this is done automatically. There are 5 basic modes that you can select. For example, you can make it hover, and this will make it stay in the same position, but it will turn around to keep you inside the frame. Zoom out will make the X1 go backward while gaining some altitude and then come back to you. Follow mode is most likely the most popular mode that people are using with this drone. The tracking always felt on point and it was not disappointing. And then we also have orbit shots, which were also performing really well. All the way to the right side, this is the custom mode, which you have to unlock by using the basic ones first, and then you can select them inside the Hover app on your smartphone. The ones I kept using the most are dolly track and also side tracking, which are just variations of the follow mode, where dolly track is going to be facing you. And with side tracking, the drone will be following next to you, either to your left or right side. What I like about all these modes, besides being easy to use, is that you can change some of the settings inside the app. For example, the distance and altitude in most cases, but nothing crazy to make it fly too far away from you. And that's a good thing because you have to remember that you're not really in control of the X1. And there are no sensors to avoid obstacles except one at the bottom that helps to set the altitude and for the landing as well. I don't want to judge what others have been saying about the video quality, but I wouldn't say that the X1 has great, awesome, or an excellent video quality because that's not really the case. It doesn't have 4K, and so it has a maximum resolution of 2.7K at 30 frames per second. There is no option to record using 24 frames per second, and if you want to shoot using 60, you will need to change the resolution to 1080p. The camera does have a small sensor with low dynamic range, and the video bitrate seems to cap at 35 megabits per second, which is a low value. And I feel that the videos are a bit oversaturated with high sharpness, and I wish that they would let us change that inside the settings, but that's not the case. You'll also notice some heavy digital processing, especially when there are trees or grass in the background. Now, I'm not saying that the video quality is bad or useless. From my point of view, I would say that it's decent and okay for social media, but I also believe that the most appealing reason to buy this drone is how extremely easy it is to use it. I was at Santa Monica, California a few weeks ago and I wanted to fly the DJI Mini 4, but it was a restricted airspace. So right off the bat, I was not able to fly it unless I got clearance to do so. I didn't have a lot of time that day to do that, so I tried using the X1 instead. And it was working just fine. without restrictions, and I like that it has a very low profile, which doesn't seem to attract a lot of attention. I should also mention that the maximum height that this will reach is 15 meters and the maximum distance is 30 meters away. The X1 doesn't have a mechanical 3-axis gimbal, it only works on one axis, and then there is an electronic stabilization, and I have to admit that it does a very good job. When I did this test, it was quite windy and the X1 was having some trouble to keep tracking me, and in the video, you can even tell that it was moving all around fighting against the wind. There were a couple of times when it was so windy that it would stop moving, and it gave me a warning about the wind situation. The battery goes up here at the top, it only weighs 40 grams and it will last for about 11 minutes. I can confirm that this is the amount of time that you will get. It's not like when DJI says that you will get 30 minutes of flight time, but you only get 22 or so. Anyway, it's not really a long flight time and you have to pay attention to the battery level. Once it goes down to about 5%, it will force the X1 to land with a very short warning, and there is no coming back to you or home points or anything like that. You can charge the battery directly on the drone with a USB-C cable, but this charging hub is probably the way to go to be able to charge 2 batteries overnight or even inside your backpack using a power bank. You can also buy extra batteries for about $40, and in my opinion, they are a little bit expensive. When it comes to storage, the X1 doesn't have a memory card slot. However, there is an internal memory of 32 gigabytes, but almost 9 of those are used for the system and firmware updates. So that is going to leave you with roughly 23 gigabytes of memory. But moving your content to your smartphone is very easy with your app, or you can connect the X1 directly to your computer to transfer the files as well. A 1-minute video will take about 250 megabytes, so that means that 23 gigabytes should be able to hold 90 minutes or so of videos shot at 2.7K. Okay, let's talk about how much you're gonna have to pay for this. The retail price of the X1 starts at around $400. If you buy this from Amazon, you will see a big discount coupon that will drop the standard version to $350 or $400 for the combo, which has an extra battery and the charging hub. I feel that this is not an easy decision. DJI just released the Mini 4K at only $300, which has a controller, high resolution, a 3-axis gimbal, higher flight time, and I don't want to flip this into a DJI Mini video. But at this point, the best reasons to get the X1 is because of the size and low weight. It is user-friendly with hands-free operation. You will learn to use it in just a few minutes, and it almost does everything for you. And at the same time, the video quality is decent with good stabilization. And I like that it is very stable when it's flying, even when there is some wind pushing it around. If you want to check out the HoverAir X1, the link is going to be down below. I really hope that you're having an amazing day. Please take care, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.